You know, there's an old-fashioned myth that says, rich countries can afford to take climate change seriously, but poor countries have more urgent short-term needs, and therefore they'll deal with climate change tomorrow. Nonsense. Around the world, ministers of planning, agriculture, energy, finance, prime ministers, presidents want to do two things. They want to make their countries climate resilient, and that is very, very hard, and they want to be part of a green growth revolution.
There are striking examples from around the world of how climate change and development are best tackled together. That's the message of the Climate and Development Knowledge Network, working to bring together the experiences of those in the front line of climate change.
It makes me very happy to see the way governments are gearing up to understand what climate change impacts are on their development programs, on people, especially the most vulnerable people.
Because managing disaster risks is a cross-government thing. It can't be dealt with in any one ministry. And so what we're trying to do is to make sure that where we do have disaster risk management units or climate change units at national level, they're well integrated, they're talking to each other, but they're also a key part of ministries of finance and economic planning. And so CDKN has projects and programs in that regard. The third element is on making sure that we've got the right institutional environment internationally, the right policies and financing mechanisms internationally, particularly looking forward to 2015 when climate change policy and international disasters policy is being rewritten and new policies agreed, and we want to make sure that those contain the right elements.
For the past 6 years, OneWorld has been providing a lifeline of agricultural answers to the problems faced by the poorest farmers of North India. Even those who are illiterate can submit their questions over the phone.
हम धान की खेती किए हैं 5 बीघा लगाए हैं, लेकिन पौधा बढ़िया नहीं चल रहा और उसमें बियास अच्छा नहीं आ रहा, इसके लिए हम क्या करें?
I think the opportunity for us is to step up to our original ambition, which is actually to lead and to be ideas-led and to help shape global and national debates and then support delivery of them.
What are the ideas that we want to drive, the problems we want to solve, the unique propositions that we want to tackle, and then worry about getting money for them. And yes, we've got good people, we've got safe hands, we've got big bank accounts, we've got all that crap is uninteresting to me. What's interesting to me is what is it that we want to do?
Yeah. From our point of view within DFID, I mean, we started CDKN initially because we thought that there was something really important to be done and there was a real gap in the market internationally. And we've been very pleased with a lot of the work that's been done so far. So CDKN really matters to us and we really want to make sure it's successful. So we'll carry on that dialogue with you.
This is the context in which we have got to shape the vision of CDKN 2.0.
Hello and welcome everybody to this online live debate organised by the Stop Climate Chaos Coalition and part of their Africa Connect organisation. I am Damien Carrington, I'm Head of Environment at The Guardian and I am in London. With me in the studio here, I'm delighted to say we've got the UK Secretary of State for Energy and Climate Change, Chris Huhne, who will be representing the UK in Durban next week. Here also in London I have Hannah Stoddart from Oxfam, and live in Durban we have Tasneem Essop from WWF. So the way we'll run this live debate is that I'm going to give each of the people on the panel a couple of minutes to set out their position. I'll start with Hannah, then go to Chris and then to Tasneem. Afterwards we'll get straight into your questions, some of which you've already submitted, but you can also submit them now and I'll be getting them and asking them live. You can do that through the form on the site or you can do it through Twitter using the hashtag #HuneConnect. So that's HUHNE Connect. Okay, so let's get started. If we can start with Hannah, can you
So we've got time for 5 or 6 people. Please stand up, say if you are, and so on.
The point I would like to pick up on is the importance of carbon credits. In Africa, the governments by and large are leaving carbon credits on the table. It's not well known in the private sector nor in the public sector. The developers in Africa who are not even aware that they can get the benefit of carbon credits, they think it's pie in the sky.
I just wanted to pick up on the point on the new approach to growth and development, which I think is key and fundamental, and to just reflect a little bit on the additional link to the TEEB, to the economics of ecosystems and biodiversity.
Thank you. On the economics of ecosystems and biodiversity, I think the report that Pavan Sukhdev led was absolutely first class, and it's very tightly bound, particularly on the forestry front, but on agriculture and right across the board with the whole climate story. So I think we should see them together and not as first one and then the other, or alternatives, or, you know, they are closely bound together. So I absolutely take that point.
Good morning and welcome to the One Climate channel, broadcasting live from the Bella Centre here in Copenhagen. If this conference doesn't achieve its goals and sea levels rise, what are the plans for the Maldives?
None. We will simply die. We will become climate refugees. Maybe a few of us might be on a boat.
You're watching One Climate, live from the Copenhagen summit.
Please, destroying bike, metalwork here.
We've got breaking news this morning. Friends of the Earth, Avaz, and it appears several other civil society delegations have been excluded from the conference.
There's breaking news about what happened this morning with the G77.
Angela, are you optimistic?
Always.
Exclusive answer to One Climate there. They're getting you the interviews that count.
A person in a developing country is 79 times more likely to be affected than a person in northern hemisphere.
Well, the secret of our success is this eco-trolley. Wheel it out in the morning before anyone comes in, plug it in, and no one quite realises that this actually means that we can go live to the world.
So Jeff, I think you've picked something else up from Twitter.
Yeah, I'll just remind people you can post your questions or comments about this issue at oneclimate.net. And if you're watching us anywhere else in the world, on any other website, you can use the Twitter hashtag OneClimate.